Lloyd is a humble white mage who gets suddenly and unfairly kicked out of the hero's party. Left jobless and unsure of his future, he ends up joining an elite S-Rank Adventurer team who just happened to be looking for a support mage. At the time, no one could have imagined what would happen next, that the hero's party would crumble without him, and Lloyd, the quiet mage they cast aside, would rise to fame and become a legend. This is the story of an unassuming support magic user who believes he's just average, but unknowingly steps onto the path of becoming the most powerful adventurer. Lloyd, I'm kicking you out of the party. Lloyd looks stunned as he hears the words. The scene then shifts to a flashback of Lloyd's past, showing a village completely destroyed. Something tragic clearly happened to him there, something we'll learn more about later. At that moment, a girl runs up and hugs him, saying with determination, I'm going to defeat the Demon King. In the next scene, she takes Lloyd with her and begins to teach him magic. She tells him to start with fire magic, warning, if you can't pull this off, no dinner for you. And with that, she walks away. Lloyd, a bit shocked, tries the spell but fails completely. Still, he keeps at it for hours until he finally manages to create a small spark. Proud of his progress, he shows his master, who smiles but says, this is just the beginning. You've still got more to learn. The next day, she begins teaching him water magic. Lloyd struggles again, but manages to control a small amount. Still not impressed, his master demonstrates proper technique. Later, she teaches him wind magic. Lloyd can barely do it, and his master literally blows him away, saying, you've got a long way to go. Eventually, he learns to manipulate ice and even creates a statue of his master. She enlarges the statue with her own magic and reminds him, you still haven't mastered anything yet. Lloyd feels discouraged, but he promises, Master, I'll work harder. One day, his master falls seriously ill and can't even stand. Seeing her like that, Lloyd feels terrible and tries healing magic for the first time. It works, just a little, and she starts to feel better. She tells him, your healing magic is improving. I'm feeling fine now, so let's get back to training. Months pass. One day, his master is reading a mysterious book when Lloyd comes in to call her for dinner. The book slips from her hands. As Lloyd picks it up, a strange force from the book hits him, making him ill. Shocked, his master mutters, he also has the power to choose. She sits beside him, thinking, I made mistakes. I won't let him repeat them. He must stay humble. In the next scene, she tells Lloyd, you'll become a white mage, someone who heals others. She begins teaching him recovery magic, but at first, he can only heal a piece of fruit. She shows him the true potential of healing magic by reviving a dead tree. Lloyd is in awe. Master, you're amazing. As their training continues, Lloyd comes across something called ancient magic. His master is visibly surprised and tells him, you don't need to worry about that. It vanished long ago. Years pass in this way until one day, his master takes Lloyd deep into the forest. We finally arrived, she says, handing him a dagger. You have 1 week. Survive on your own and make it back. A whole month goes by. Lloyd's still out there. One day, a white wolf appears and Lloyd panics, climbing a tree to escape. He realizes that a white mage's magic won't work on a white wolf. Trying to find his way home, he discovers just how far away he is. Eventually, he finds a fruit tree, eats, and then takes shelter in a cave for the night, planning his survival strategy. Every night, he works out new ways to use his spells, how to increase his speed and enhance his strength. One morning, while heading toward home, he encounters a terrifying giant spider. Horrified, he says, my bad, this your territory, and takes off running. This time, he uses his magic to boost his speed and sprints all the way home, where he collapses from exhaustion. His master finds him passed out and greets him warmly. Welcome home. More years go by. Lloyd is now grown up and helps his master with everything around the house. Still, she doesn't stop teaching him. It's always do this, try that, and focus more. Lloyd, overwhelmed, hasn't slept in days because his master cast a spell on him that prevents sleep so he can train non-stop. And then, one day, Lloyd finds himself reading a book about the town. The next day, Lloyd's master looks around and says, Lloyd, let's do an experiment today. But there's no response. Lloyd is gone. She realizes he's grown up and is finally left for the city. Meanwhile, we see Lloyd entering the city for the first time, completely overwhelmed. He doesn't understand much about people, currency, or even basic things like identification cards. While he's eating at a small food stall, a poster smacks him in the face. It's a recruitment flyer for a party seeking new members, a trap carefully planned by someone behind the scenes. Later, Lloyd joins the party and ends up on his first monster hunt. During the battle, Lloyd hangs back, unsure of what to do. The monster is massive and wreaking havoc, leaving the party in bad shape. The leader yells for their healer to activate her healing magic, but before she can, Lloyd steps up and casts a wide-area healing spell. Instantly, everyone recovers and their strength is boosted. One girl with a shield is shocked by the sudden increase in her power. She can barely sense the monster's attacks anymore. Though confused, the leader is thrilled by the turn of events and slays the monster with his sword. After that, the party fights many battles and quickly gains fame. Their leader is especially proud, and with each win, their reputation skyrockets. One day, the party sits together and hands Lloyd a fat stack of money as thanks. Believing he's been useful, though maybe not essential, Lloyd, unfazed, quietly accepts the money and walks off, saying, "I'm not in the mood to drink." The others get irritated and tell him to fix his attitude. One of them begins to suspect there's more to Lloyd than he lets on, but Lloyd ignores him and leaves. Elsewhere, we see the man who originally gave Lloyd the recruitment flyer. It turns out everything had been orchestrated by Lloyd's master, who had been watching from afar. She smiles to herself upon hearing he's joined a party and says, as long as Lloyd doesn't get cocky, I have no complaints. Then someone beside her says, still holding on to that regret, huh? She replies, I won't make the same mistake again. He responds, the first Demon King almost destroyed the magic book entirely. In a flashback, we see a man and a girl watching an explosion. They go to a man who uses ancient magic to revive everyone killed by the Demon King, but at the cost of his own life. Back in the present, Lloyd's party is becoming famous for defeating increasingly dangerous monsters. We learn that in ancient times, a holy sword was kept as a treasure meant for heroes. One of the party members, Alan, is believed to be a potential wielder of that sword. No one else is considered his equal. Alan is destined to be the Eastern Sword hero. Next, we see a girl reading a book with Galen sitting on top of a table nearby. He keeps muttering to himself, I'm not going to make the same mistake again, over and over. Then he adds, don't worry, I'll defeat him easily. They soon head out to fight a golem, but they don't know where it is. Lloyd senses the creature's presence and reveals it's hidden behind a waterfall. The party enters and defeats one golem and another creature, but more golems suddenly emerge. The party starts to panic. That's when Lloyd notices a hidden figure controlling the golems using a magic stone. Thinking quickly, he activates his recovery magic again, empowering the whole team. He begins directing the fight. The girl listens and takes the shot, killing the summoner. Lloyd then turns to the other girl and says, teleport the magic stone to me fast. She hesitates. She's not used to taking Lloyd's orders, but finally agrees. When the stone reaches Lloyd, it freezes him momentarily. Lloyd shouts to Alan, don't attack the golem. It's lost its control. It's not a threat anymore. But Alan snaps, I'm the leader. Don't tell me what to do, and charges in. The golem, now berserk, nearly kills him. Lloyd pushes Alan out of the way just in time, saving his life. Still, Alan lashes out, stop following me, and without waiting, he finishes off the golem himself. Later, Alan gathers the group and confronts Lloyd, furious. Lloyd, I want you out of this party. You're always hiding in the back. You're just a D-rank white mage. We don't need deadweight. Lloyd, hurt the calm, says, I know, I'm not that skilled. Alan adds, then you understand. Leave. Lloyd quietly walks away without a word. Lloyd tries to join another party, but no one will accept him. 3 days pass, and still, he's left standing alone. He starts to feel hopeless until he hears someone yelling. It's a girl at the receptionist's desk, screaming, I need a white mage, right now. The receptionist sighs, but your group has such specific demands. It's not easy to find someone like that. The girl refuses to back down. I said I want a white mage. The receptionist looks around and points at Lloyd. What about him? The girl rushes over. Are you a white mage? Lloyd nods. Yes. She immediately grabs his hand. Perfect. You're on our team now. Let's go. Hurry. And just like that, Lloyd's next chapter begins. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so I can keep bringing you more content like this.